Here we're looking at some concepts of the money market, specifically here the demand for money. Let's go ahead and really define this real quick. And demand for money is exactly what it sounds like. It is essentially what consumers or individuals or firms, how much money we would like to hold. So our demand for money is oftentimes relative to other assets. So it might be relative to our demand for any sort of alternative assets. I'm going to do that by AA, okay? This means our alternative assets. So that means that we could choose to put our money into bonds or stocks or real estate, right? We could choose to dump that money into all of these other assets instead, but we may instead choose to hold on to our cash instead of doing that, which that is what defines our demand for money, is our relative willingness or want to hold on to it. Now, the advantages of holding on to money, it could be made up of security, right? If I have a bunch of cash, I know that I have it. I don't have to worry about losing it anywhere. It's definitely going to lose its value over time as the price levels and inflation rates increase, but that might take a little while. And if inflation rates, interest rates, and all of that are pretty low, I should be pretty secure in holding on to my money. That could be an advantage of it. Now, a disadvantage of holding on to money, like I said, is that it loses its value. Money itself, it does not ever increase in value. That's why it's important, when we examine different price levels over a period of time or any sort of values, we look at real values rather than nominal values so that we can take into account that inflation. But that's not to say that the dollar that I have today right now, it's not worth the same as what a dollar was 10 years ago. It's actually worth less because of the inflation that's occurred throughout the course of the last 10 years. So money tends to lose its value, and that's maybe a disadvantage of holding on to it. And for this last part, we want to know why the demand for money decreases when interest rates increase. Well, this comes back to this demand for these alternative assets that we talked about at the beginning. And this is because our demand for these alternative assets increases when our interest rates increase. And that occurs because as soon as interest rates go up, we can earn really a decent amount back on other assets. So if I buy bonds and the interest rate increases, then I'm going to earn a greater return versus holding on to my money right now. That's not gaining me anything. Remember, like we said, that the money just loses its value. I make no return on it. And so when interest rates go up, my opportunity cost of holding on to that cash increases as well. So our opportunity cost goes up when interest rates go up. And that's oftentimes why people demand less money when interest rates are high, simply because their demand for alternative assets is much greater.